Hello YouTubers, thanks for tuning into my channel. I thought I would show some of my metal detecting finds over the last few years. What I'm going to do, I'm going to go ahead and group these together in different categories here. And the first thing I'm going to be showing here is buckles. And after that, we're going to go into buttons, bullets, coins, which are my favorite, and also some artillery, some brass items, and some other miscellaneous items together. Alright. I will be the first to say that I'm not an expert on all these items I found. So if any of you can recognize anything or have some details on anything that I found here, make a note down below and comment on it. And I'll be glad to, hopefully maybe we'll all get a little education from it. So anyway, let's get started. And I'm going to go ahead and get some close-up pictures here of the buckles and go from there. Alright, here we go. Okay, here's a nice overview of them, and what we'll do is we'll start off over here on the left here, and most of these over here are colonial buckles, best I can tell. You can see some really good detail in some of them here. That one looks like it's got some crosses in it as it goes around. This one down here at the bottom is pretty ornate, pretty cool looking. And this next little group, I believe, well, we know what this is a U.S. plate, pretty bad shape, but it's either box plate or possibly a buckle, I guess. Some of y'all might be able to tell me which one it is right off the bat. And most of these here came from some Civil War areas in this area right here. Not sure exactly what they all were used for. But these five right here, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, they all came out of the same hole. And it's at an old plantation site, so I'm thinking they're probably pretty old. And this is just some old miscellaneous buckles, come from different areas. And I know this is a more modern one. This is actually 1923. Actually had a patent date on it inside. I think it's November 1923. So we know what that one is. Alright, that's it on the buckles. Let's put some buttons out. I got lots of buttons, so let's get started on some buttons and check them out. Alright, button, who's got the button? I got just a couple of them here. And I had to actually separate the buttons into two groups. These are what I call my colonial buttons, and older. And the other group I'll show is maybe some war-type buttons, like from Civil War and all. Well, you can see at first when I first started finding this few, I would put them in these plastic things, but that didn't work too much when I started finding so many of them. It got to the point I couldn't do it. These over here, most of these are cuff links. You see the cuff link there, cuff link. And this one right here, I think is a military button here. It has Frankfurt written on it, and this was found where I found some Revolutionary War stuff, and I do believe that could be a Hessian soldier. But I don't know that to be a fact, though. I'm just going to kind of scan over some of these so you can kind of get a detail and see some of them. A lot of them have a lot of the writing on back and everything, but there's too many here to go into a video. But I did want you to at least see some of the design patterns on some of these and see if any of these ring a bell to anybody. Somebody might be able to recognize what some of these are actually from. I know some of them are definitely from the 1700s and 1800s because I found coins in that range where a lot of these were found. And I do have a couple here that I don't actually own anymore, but they're from the Revolutionary War. And this one right here is actually an officer's button. They actually still had the wood encased around the back edges of that brass when I found it. And here are the military buttons. But anyway, here's a few up here to this. Now I think these are World War II buttons here. I did have a little World War II camp ahead, and I did find that one and one other one. I don't see it right here, but yep. So just want to show you a couple here. Let's get some so the light's not in some of these too bad here. I can get an eye on some of these here. That was kind of cool. Nice little designs on a lot of them. Anyway, that's just the colonial group, and we'll go to the Civil War group next. Okay, here's an overview of some of my mostly Civil War buttons here. A lot of y'all are real familiar with these eagle buttons. I know what they are. You see those right in there. Some of them are different sizes. I guess they're cuff or coat buttons. Like I say, I'm not an expert on any of this stuff. Here's a couple. I think probably from the same. They got kind of a little bit of a protrude out a little bit there. And here's one with the A on. I think that's artillery. And got a couple here. Somebody could kind of tell me what they think that is. Here's one. It's got an anchor and some stars going on the top. And it's basically got an anchor and stars going on the top, but a little bit size and design's a little bit different. And I believe this is definitely a Civil War button there. This one the back mark, I looked it up on the internet, and that said it was between 1790 and 1830. And these are World War II buttons. I know these came from a World War II site. And they are. I actually found this one near a Civil War site, but somebody told me they thought it was a World War II. So anyway, that is it on those. There's a nice overview here. If you got any comments or detailed information in, leave me a note. Okay, thanks. Okay, got a few of my Civil War bullets out here. I tried to separate some of them in this container over here, and I'll just go over a couple of them that are kind of neat. Here's a couple that I found that were actually carved out. You know, they say they used to carve the bullets out like to play chess with and all. So that maybe a bishop there, and this one maybe a rook. Interesting how they take those, sitting around with plenty of time on their hands and do stuff like that. So this is grape shot. This actually should be my artillery stuff, but it happened to be in here. These would go in the big artillery shells, and when it exploded, it would shoot them out everywhere. Here's a unfired one, and some other shells in there. These are kind of cool. This is, I guess, like I said, when they're sitting around doing nothing, they want to go do some fishing, and they would take a sinker and take a bullet and make a sinker out of it. So it's kind of cool. I got a couple of them in here where they actually took a bullet. You can tell it used to be a bullet. Just mashed it to the point, cut a hole in the top, made a sinker out of it to go fishing. This one right here is they tell me it's pretty rare. It's they're called a Gardner blow-through. Found that one on the internet too. It's pretty cool. I guess the inner part of the bullet blew out, left it in the gun. And just some other general kind here. Some bullets have different markings on the inside. This particular one has like a six-star point in it. I got a few of those. These have stars in the bottom of them. Let's see, I think you can see it maybe. A star in the very bottom, a little tiny star, not quite like that other one, but that one you might be able to see in it. Yeah, I think you can see that one in the bottom. There's a star in it. They're kind of cool. Kind of interesting. These are Williams cleaners. They used to put those in the guns to clean them out. And here I got, these came from one spot, and I'm not sure, they were in an area that had some civil activity, so, but they're all in one spot. Here's some kind of clean 3-ringers that he dropped, musket balls, and just a conglomeration of different ones that have been fired and all. So that pretty much does the Civil War bullets, and we'll go ahead and move on to some coins, my favorite. Okay, and now my favorite, coins. I love to find coins. Everybody likes coins, right? Alright, so let's take a look at what we got here. Alright, I tried to put them in here according to date. Just to start off, I did find two War of 1812 buttons I had in the coin section there, so they're kind of cool. You can see them there. Okay, now I start off with the earliest 1668. And these are they're going to 1694. These are Spanish coins. This one's in pretty good shape. You can actually read the date on that one real good. It's pretty cool. I won't go over each one of these, but a couple of them are kind of interesting I'll go over. This is actually a, I didn't know what this one was. 1683. And it has like a 2 on the back of it. So I posted it on TreasureNet. And the guy actually come up with, I think it was a apothecary weight from Sweden or somewhere. I can't remember. I don't have it with me right in front of me, but they found it and showed me a picture of it. So it's pretty cool. Spanish cob is a hammered Spanish cob, so I know that's pretty old. And some of these, these are actually cut silver. Some of them you actually see the date. For example, this one you actually see right on 1737. Some of them you can't, but I did some research online. You can try to match up the patterns online and kind of tell exactly what date it was. Working our way down to 1700s. I got a couple here I want to talk about. This coin right here is a really cool coin. It's one of the first coins that the U.S. went in to try to make into production. You can see it's got like shoot stars on the back. But that particular one was made in 1783, 85, and 86. And the Superintendent of Finance, Robert Morris, actually hired a British engraver to design a set of coins for national use here in the U.S. This one here never actually went into production, but they did make many of them, testing out coins for the U.S. It's pretty cool. And while we were testing out on a national level to do them, sometimes the states actually made their own. And this is actually a Connecticut copper, 1787. That the state of Connecticut made after the Revolution. That's kind of cool. And this is a 1794 large cent. They actually started making that in 1793. And this was a 1794. I kind of looked online and matched that up with some of the insignias on it and all. But actually, these 3 coins right here and several of the cut silvers were actually found in the same spot. So there was a lot of activity in the 1700s in this one spot. Looking through them, some of them are pretty standard. Some large cents, some seeded Liberty dimes, half dime. That's kind of cool, half dime. Large cents. This was a Canada Bank token. 1850. Some Indian head pennies. There's another large cent. Indian head pennies. Here's a barber dime, 1894. B nickels, barber dime, barber quarter. I think that one's in pretty good shape too here. So back to that one. Yeah, that was in really good shape. And sometimes you find them in the water and not in real great shape, but that one's in good shape. And here's some mercury dimes and different things here. Just want to show you just a quick glimpse of some of the coins. A lot of times you find these large cent, they just get eat up by the salt water. And these are all large cents here that I found. You can't really read the dates on anything. But you can actually see that they are large cent, a lot of them, but you just can't read anything. Same here. These are a lot of Indian head pennies and Lincoln cents. And yeah, just a few other Indian heads, both with nickels. Some of those you can't read dates on, but yeah, this is one of my favorites. I love finding coins. Everybody likes coins. Alright, that's it on the coins. We'll move on to maybe some artillery next. Okay, here's some artillery fragments and shells and stuff here. I'm going to go over a little bit. We'll start off with this one right here. I found this cannonball, and what I did is called a case shot. And I had it cut in half because just look at the inside. I'll just kind of go just real quick. What they do is they fill this this is a fuse up here. They screw that fuse out, and they put the balls in here. And then they pour like a tar mixture in here and let it harden. And then they go in here and drill a hole in here where the powder goes. And then they screw the fuse back on. And then they can set it up here. It's got like little notches on top. You can punch out from 1 to, I think it's 6. And that's how many seconds it'll take for this just to explode. And all this shrapnel will go everywhere. It's got a little line of powder in here. When they pop it at 2, it takes 2 seconds for the burn from there to the main fuse, to the main powder there, and then explode. So it's pretty cool cutting in half. Everybody thought I was crazy cutting in half, but I think it's a really neat looking artifact here, just to be able to see how it actually worked and all. These are actually sabot, pieces of sabot that go around the shell when they shoot them. I have found, like I say, some more shell fragments and pieces of shell. You can see where the fuse screws into the top right there. Here's one here. It's got the parrot shell. It's got the, you can see the threads where the fuse went into that one. Here's a piece of one that actually still has all the balls molded into it. If you look at it right there and right here, it actually matches right up. Goes together. I was actually hit it and I actually broke it when I was trying to clean it up. But it's kind of cool to be able to see the inside of it, how it's laid in there. Pretty much like a cut corner of this one cut out is what it is when you see it. And this is a fuse. You can see it goes in there, and that's basically the top part of like a shell. You can see sometimes you see them where it broke off. These are part of the fuse where the fuse screws into it. Most of these I went through electrolysis and then put them in hot wax to get the moisture out of them to stop the rusting process on them. And here you can see some more of them here have the threads on them where they did it. And I just want to show you, I do make up some of these, and I've given some of these out to some friends of mine and all. And sometimes I'll put like little shell fragments in them, and just a kind of nice little something to hang on the wall. But this is all my artillery stuff. Pretty good. I'd like to find some more shells. My friend Bo finds a ton of shells. Actually, I gave Bo the other half of this one right here, and you can see it in one of his videos. He's a real good friend, and he's really trained me a lot and taught me a lot about hunting. So anyway, I'll catch up with you one day maybe. Nah, never. Anyway, that's it for the artillery stuff. I almost forgot to show you one of my best finds. Check this out. I was walking along the bank and I saw this black thing down at the water's edge, and guess what it was? It ended up being a pouch from the Civil War, and the thing is like in perfect condition. It was actually buried in the clay, which I guess it kept the air from deteriorating it, and it's still like it was used that day. It's amazing. And the belt came loose and got in the water. I guess it kind of rotted a little bit, but. And right below the bag, I found 24 Gardner bullets. They were using this pouch to carry the bullets in. Pretty cool. That's a really cool find. But yeah, it's in great shape. I've considered trying to sew it back together, but people tell me not to do that. But I felt like if I used the same holes that was done before, I wouldn't hurt anything. All the thread, of course, is rotted out on it, and you can kind of see the holes that was in it. You see all the holes right there where the thread was in it. I would think if I could use the same thread, the same holes, that wouldn't hurt anything, but I don't know. What do y'all think? Leave it like it is or put it together? Let me know what you think. Okay, we're going to wrap it up here with a little hodgepodge of stuff here that couldn't really categorize in some things here. Here's got some dog tags I found. Actually, they're World War II. And I actually found a set here, and it actually had a address and the wife's name on it. And I called. I still found them in the same house in Hopewell, and they actually she was alive and he had died. But I ended up sending her the dog tag. I went back to hunt the same spot, and I found another set of his dog tag. He must have thrown everything he had in the water there or something. I don't know. But anyway, got them to her. But here's some. Know what they are. I have found a few rings. This has actually got blue diamonds in it. That's not real gold there. Actually, I tested it. Old iron. These right here are lead seals. When the ration cans and all used to have seals, lead seals on them. That's what would seal them up. Actually, a knife from maybe a mess kit from the Civil War. Some old spoons. Some old pocket knives. These are actually found in the water, so I'm assuming they came off a ship, maybe a lantern on a ship right there. There's some little doodads. I'm not sure what they even are. Little copper stuff. And you know what this is? A cavalry sword. I thought that was a pretty cool find there. I was excited to find that one. Pretty nice. And some shoulder. Civil War. Lead. I think that's a doorstop probably there. I also get a bucket for it. I just don't know what it is. I just throw it in here. I have no clue. Just this stuff. And same here. Just some old, big old copper pieces and all. And I do have, let's see, one other thing here. We'll go run get just real quick. Alright, here I want to make sure I show you. This was found right at a Civil War fort, actually. Don't know. I'm assuming it's back from around that time frame. And this key was actually found at the spot I found a lot of stuff in the 1700s. Maybe a key to a treasure chest. I just haven't found the chest yet. But I'm going to keep looking. It could be there. Yep. Alright, that about wraps up what I got to show you here. Just kind of give an idea of some of the stuff we found. So I hope you enjoyed watching it. And stay tuned. Hopefully we're going to hit a lot of spots and find twice as much. So stay tuned and we'll see you next time.